olive oil, poached tomatoes, goat cheese, lentils, pancetta, Swiss chard, thick cut piece of grilled country bread smothered in red wine sauce. About 2 cups. I want to give them a quick rinse, make sure that I get all the dust off of them. And now I'm going to add 2 cups of water. I want to make sure that they're fully covered. Turn this on medium-high, and I'm going to toss in some vegetables to add a little bit of extra flavor. 1 celery stalk. I just want to roughly cut these because I want to pick them out after. 1 carrot, once again, chopped right in half. Put an onion. Just going to put a half in there. 1 whole head of garlic. Toss that in there. Let that go. Piece of my slab of bacon. If you have slices at home, toss 2 slices in there. All right, now we'll let these lentils cook up for about 30 minutes. I need 2 cups of nicely reduced veal stock. If you don't have veal stock, you can use beef or chicken. 2 cups of drinkable red wine. Throw that right in there. And about 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Bring it to a boil, and then bring the heat down just a little bit and let it simmer for about a half hour. It's gonna reduce and thicken up. All those flavors are gonna come together. While that's on the go, it's time for our pan-grilled country bread. I'm just gonna put this pan on medium heat, put a generous amount of olive oil. You wanna really coat the bottom of the pan. Country bread is gonna be the base for our crostini. Now this should take about 30 to 40 seconds on each side. Turn these around. Let them go for another 30 seconds, and then just put them aside, and we're gonna top them off with goat cheese and pop them in the oven when we're ready to serve them up. Our lentils have been on there for a half an hour. They're looking good. We just have to get all those vegetables out of there. Get the carrots, celery, onion, garlic, and that chunk of bacon. All I need to do is strain them out. I'm just gonna set them aside. We're gonna use those later. Get this on medium heat. Now we're gonna toss in some cherry tomatoes. We're gonna top it off with some olive oil. You wanna be generous. Now remember, we're not frying these tomatoes. We're just lightly poaching them, and this is gonna infuse them with that great olive oil taste. Now they need about 2 minutes. These are so good on anything. Fish, meat, pasta. I mean, you could really go anywhere with these. I'm gonna get started on my pancetta. I just wanna crisp this up. Now I got my butcher to really thinly slice this. Top it off with another piece of parchment paper. Other pan right on top. This is gonna make sure that they cook evenly and they stay nice and flat. Pop this in a 400-degree oven for about 15 minutes. They're ready. When the skin cracks a little bit, cut the heat. And now I just have to fish them out of here. They're not boiled, they're not overcooked, they're just lightly poached. And now let's check up on our sauce. It's reduced, it looks beautiful, it's thickened up. Lentils, goat cheese, those olive oil poached tomatoes, and this red wine sauce. Man, you can't go wrong. Now it's time to start building my lentil and goat cheese crostini. You want to put a pan on medium heat with a generous nub of butter. I've blanched some Swiss chard, and I've cooled it off in a nice bath. If you don't have Swiss chard, any green will do. You can use spinach, arugula. Throw this in my pan. I'm gonna add in my lentils. I'm not cooking these, I'm just warming it all up. Just salt and pepper. Toss it all around. I'm just gonna let this go and heat through. Now I'm gonna prep my bread. I've got a head of garlic that I've roasted. Rub it right on the bread. Just want to give it a little bit of flavor. Want to get every piece of bread, goat's cheese, slather it right on top. A nice big spoonful. Look how beautiful this is. This looks great. Heat it all the way through. I'm gonna pop it back in the oven for about 5 minutes. I'm gonna pile everything on top, slather it with that nice red wine sauce. Pancetta, look, nice and flat, crispy. Lentils and Swiss chard right on top. Now, our beautiful reduced red wine sauce. Look at how beautiful that is. Awesome. A little shot of vincotto, also known as grape must, just gonna add a little extra flavor. If you can't find it, you can always use a nice aged balsamic, olive oil, poached cherry tomatoes. 1, 2, 3. And goat cheese crostini.